Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Queen's Park for Life. I'm your host, Glenn Marshall. This week's guest is Premier Head Coach Patrick Murphy.
Yeah, good to be here, Glenn.
Yep, good to have you back, mate. Relatively successful season, I'd say,
yeah.
up until this point. So,
yeah, another brilliant second half of the season, so yeah.
Yep,
boys have gone good.
We'll talk about the game in a wee bit. Just a bit of controversy to start the show. Last week's Thistle result has been overturned to a 3-0 loss after a protest from Thistle, which we were certainly intent on appealing, but I believe we probably aren't going to bother anymore due to Old Boys getting the business done over Winton and winning the league, so it's not really that important to worry about now, is it?
No, well, while we're on the subject, just congratulations to Old Boys as well.
Yes, absolutely. I think it was 8-1 in the end. They got it was about 6-0 at half time, I think.
Yeah.
They got out there and got the job done, so fair play to them. And our game against Gore was also postponed yesterday due to no referee being available for that fixture. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that now. I do know Southland Football have the power to just abandon that match. There's nothing to gain for
No,
team,
there's nothing to gain, but I know there is a provisional date that it'll be played next Tuesday between the Charity Cup games. So.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah. Well, we'll see, yeah.
But there is nothing to gain, so I don't know whether it'll go ahead or not.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that fixture. But yeah, anyway, yesterday's game, brilliant 1-0 win over Wanaka. It's becoming a bit of a habit, holding on to 1-0 leads for the club. It's good to see, isn't it?
Yeah, well, especially for us, I think that'd be... We hadn't kept a clean sheet all season until last week, and now we've got 2 in a row, so we definitely learning. Obviously, Wanaka were one of the teams that we haven't beaten in the league in the 2 seasons that we've been here now, so that was nice as well to get that monkey off our back, and yeah, just a great performance, great team performance.
Yeah, probably not a lot of chances either way throughout the game, really.
Nah,
not clear cut anyway.
The only clear-cut chance was a goal, I think, from memory. Chris made 2 saves that were both from long range.
Yeah.
And we had the free kick from Dylan that went right across the box that I think Jason and Zach were pretty close to just getting a toe end on to force it home, but that was about it. I thought Corey and myself have been quite critical with the players of the game management and how we've managed leads in the past, but the last 2 weeks they've been brilliant, really, giving up very few chances.
Yeah. Wanaka definitely held more possession of the ball than we did, but
they're a good side, mate. You know, when you play Wanaka, even the best teams, I spoken to the Mosgiel coach, the Roslin coach, they're the top 2 in the league. Even they know you have to surrender possession when you play Wanaka. They're a very good side in possession.
Yeah, they just didn't really create enough, I suppose.
No, they probably do miss a striker, to be honest, a presence up front. Yep. I mean, the boy that played up front yesterday is very good. He dribbles, he's dangerous, he gets into pockets of space and he turns and he twists, but they don't really have anybody that they can just bounce the ball off. Like if they could get the ball to somebody who holds it up, bounce it off to runners from midfield, then they'd be that'd add another dimension to the game, and I just think I know speaking to Blair, that's been his frustration throughout the season. So
Mikey scored our goal halfway through the first half. It sort of looked, he almost tripped over it and thought the chance was gone. The supporters were hands on here.
Yeah, well, so were we on the bench. We were thinking just touch and hit, and he decided to. He said at half time when I spoke to him, he saw the keeper off his line, so he thought, I'll just leave it and chip him. So, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
great finish. And to be fair, Mikey's had a great season.
He's been hampered with injuries a bit.
Hampered with injuries, illness. He's had a bout of COVID. But whenever he comes on, or like yesterday he started, he only made it through a half because he felt ill again at half time. But he just gives everything he's got. And he's got, that's 4 goals for the season now. He's only 1 behind the Golden Boot. So
yeah, now he's been a real good addition.
Yeah, he has, and just his attitude around training and everything, I just can't fault him at all.
He does leave an interesting finish to the league. Certainly at the bottom of the table, there's 4 teams that can all be relegated, is it? Or 3 or 4? 3,
Hearts, Queenstown and Northern, I think, can all... Northern, Hearts, Queenstown and the Royals, I think they can all still go.
And then there's still 3 teams vying for 3rd place.
Yeah.
We play Northern next week, and
yeah. Well, if there's a winner in that game, that team will finish 3rd.
Yeah.
If it's a draw, then Wanaka can still pinch it.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's still plenty to aim for.
For us, like, unfortunately, if we don't win, then we could finish 5th. So we're in 4th at the moment, which would be a bit of a pill to swallow. But look, we aimed for a points tally and not a league position as well at the start of the season. So
yes, and that was 25 points, wasn't it?
25 we aimed for. The win yesterday put us on 26.
So that's another tick in the checkbox, mate.
Yeah, definitely. And I think as well, like, after 7 or 8 games, I don't think anybody could have foreseen that we'd get to anywhere close to 25 points. I think the new target became sort of 17, 20. If we could have got to there, we thought we might be safe. So
yeah, well, we did win only 1 out of our first 9, but we've now won 7 out of the last 8 to just rocket up the league, really.
Yeah, like I say, it's very similar to last year, eh? But
very similar.
we just want to go and finish the job next week as well. We've still got a lot to play for. As I said about Wanaka, then there were only 3 sides coming into this season that we hadn't beaten. That's Roslin, Northern, Wanaka. We've beaten Roslin and Wanaka in the last couple of weeks, so we want to get the job done next week and get another one off our backs and try and end that run against Northern. And to be fair, we've played them 3 times plus Chatham Cup. We haven't really laid a glove on them either, so we know it'll be tough going up there, but we're playing really well at the moment and we'll give it our best.
Yeah, I believe that game's at the Caledonian.
It's at the Cali, yeah. Which I'm looking forward to because I've never been there before.
Yeah,
so.
fair enough. Do we go from here, I suppose, next year? I guess the first question would be, are you committed to coaching again next season?
Yeah, there'll be as there is at the end of every season, there'll be a conversation between myself and the committee. Yeah. There'll be a conversation with my family, but I think so. I myself, if it was just purely down to me, then it's a yes. I want to see where we can take this team.
Yeah.
It's a young team. They need a bit of help. We need a little bit more depth. That is for sure. So yeah, I think it's an exciting time for the club. I think we've got, when you look at the front line, they're all early 20s or in the teens still.
Yeah.
Young Zach, for example, 17. He'll be better next year for being exposed to this level. He came on yesterday, was brilliant for half an hour. Just puts himself around and he annoys people.
To be fair, he almost sort of accidentally got himself into the team, didn't he?
Yeah.
At the start of the year.
Yeah, just because people dropped out, people couldn't commit. We had a raft of injuries and he put his hand up and stepped up, and we went to Queenstown. Again, came off the bench, 20 minutes, he was brilliant. And then he started, must have been Wanaka the week after. Mosgiel at home the week after. He started and we asked him to do a very specific job of marking one player and keeping this player quiet, and he did it brilliantly. And he's pretty much stayed with us ever since.
Yeah.
I think he's only started 6 games, but he's come on a sub in a lot as well, and he just gives it everything he's got. He's just been an absolute credit to himself. Like, Dylan's only 17, 18, gone to this level, being brilliant. Cam Johnson, 19, had a year in and out at this level last year, but the improvement in him has been massive this year. He's been unbelievable.
He's only cemented a spot, hasn't he?
Yeah, and obviously Calum, we know how good Calum is. Jason's come in, early, mid-20s. He's been brilliant. So there's a lot to look forward to. I know we probably lose Jason and Dylan next year, but we've still got youth coming. We've still got good young players coming through. So we're
plenty to be excited about.
Yeah, there is. It obviously is a worry that you're losing players, but that's just where we are. We're always going to lose players. So.
And unfortunately, it's not professional sport. There's no contracts that,
yeah, exactly.
That have to fulfill, is there?
No, and look, if these players are going to go on to bigger and better things, you've just got to wish them good luck.
Yeah, 100%.
And I know Dylan will be going to Wellington and Eastern Suburbs, I think he's playing for, and that'll be a big step up for him. So, like I say, just wish them good luck. You just got to enjoy these players while they're here. It's a bit like we're losing last year. I mean, if you look at the job this season that the players have done, we lost Davey, Liam McClure, Connor Evans,
Caleb
Carrasco, and we've not had Anton fit ever since we went in the league. And that's 5 players that have experience of playing at a higher level.
Yeah. So
to lose those 5 and achieve what we've achieved this season, unreal, really. And an absolute credit to the players. Like, they never let their heads drop.
I wouldn't, and I wouldn't want to sell yourself and Corey short either, mate.
Right,
Credit to the coaching. I know you can't. Self-praise is no praise. You can't give it to yourself, but I know everyone at the club is 100% behind you, and you and Corey in that role, and it's been reflected in the second half of the season. I think, especially that many changes in a squad, things take time, don't they?
Yeah, well, the 5 players that we just named there are probably 5 of our best players. If you had those 5 with what we've got now, you're talking about a side that's capable of winning the league, a squad that's capable of winning the league. But because you're down here and there's people see the grass greener elsewhere, you are going to lose people. It's as simple as that. And I think this year, Corey and I were speaking about it the other night. If we're only losing Dylan and Jason, we'll take that right now. If they're the only 2 that we lose, I know Chris is probably leaving as well. So if they're the only 3. Then, if you said 3, you'd be happy with that. Yeah. Not 5, 6, 7 like certainly last year. So you'd be happy with 3.
Yeah, 3 you can deal with.
Yeah, and you've got, I mean, Jaden's been good in Donald Gray. I don't know if we'd sign another keeper to come along, or if we go with Jaden, and then, you know, we might, for whatever reason, I don't know. I know he's had his hernia fixed now, so we might get Anton back and fit next season, which would be a huge boost. That's 2 replaced, and then you're just looking for
and you never know what'll turn
another
up
player, and somebody might decide from another club that they want to give it a go, or
another country,
someone new to town. I know Nick Edwards' partner Laura introduced us to a Brazilian guy last night who wants to come training on Thursday. So obviously it's too late for him to sign, but hopefully he's good enough. We just don't know. You've always got these people turning up. So.
Yeah, there's only one way to find out.
Exactly. I mean, we've probably got a little bit lucky of getting Ryan this year, moving down from Dunedin. He's been a fantastic addition.
And another young player, 21, is he? 20?
Yeah, 20. He had his 21st earlier this season, I think.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, it's looking pretty positive anyway, and so it's good to hear that you're keen at least to coach next year.
Yeah, I need a break, but
no,
definitely need a break. I think the run of 4 away games in a row finished me off this season.
What would be a few of your favourite moments from the season? If there's any.
I think beating Roslyn's a massive high. They're just such a good team, and Terry's a great coach as well, and a friend. So beating them was massive.
I guess it was a big day as well, wasn't it? There was the marquee and
it was day. Yeah, it was day for Bradley, and the women won their cup, and we didn't want to let the club down by going down there and getting hammered by Roslyn, which can happen, has happened. So beating Wanaka as well. Wanaka are a top side.
They were just coming off a draw against Mosgiel.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, Mosgiel have officially won the league now, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, yeah.
So congratulations to Mosgiel.
Yeah, and congratulations to them. And Rory's another coach I've got a lot of respect for. I think as well, like, looking at sort of, on about achievements, staying in the league is our priority at the start of every season. So when we beat Hearts, I think that put us on 14 points, which if you look at the bottom of the league now, 14 wouldn't have been enough. Hearts are on 13, and then, like you said, with Queenstown and the Royals at 14 and 15. So the points tally this year to stay up was higher. So getting to 17 points when we beat the Royals, a very, very good Royals side as well, who did have the benefit of dropping 3 of the South Highland fringe players. That was huge. That was massive. They were brilliant that day. And Rio scored 2 great goals. We were brilliant as well, and that was a major high.
Yeah.
Me and Corey was half asleep on the bus on the way home. We were shattered. So that was a high. Like, knowing, I think we knew once we got to 17 points we were safe.
Yeah. And
that was a big high. And as I said, beating Wanaka, but getting to this 26, it was a target. It's been a bit of an obsession all season, so it's definitely nice to get there. So.
It's always a good feeling to achieve your goals, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I think every win at this level's got to be cherished because they're so hard to come by. And I know we've won. We won 8 games last year. We must have won 7 this year, have we?
8.
Eight and a couple of draws, yeah. 15 wins in 2 seasons. I don't think anybody outside this club gave us a prayer of getting that amount when we went into the division.
Oh, certainly there was a lot of talk about us not being good enough at the start of last year. Yeah. And after the start we had, losing the first 5, I guess.
I think there were a few happy faces there, yeah. Hard work just it shows how important it is. The players train twice a week. Most of them train twice a week. We have a couple. Sam, for instance, we don't have Sam train on a Thursday because he wouldn't be able to play on a Saturday if he trained twice a week on the turf.
Yeah.
So we do have a few that we manage like that. And if a player picks up a knock on a Saturday, we say don't train Tuesday. See how it is on Thursday, we'll go again. But I know for a fact the younger ones in particular, they pick up a knock, they're told not to train on Tuesday, they're in the gym for 3 hours instead. And it's like, no, that's not what I wanted. Spencer's on his treadmill after a game and stuff like. Just do more running in the game. Not that he doesn't do enough anyway, but.
No, I mean, he's another one that's had a brilliant season, hasn't he, Spencer?
He's got an old head on such young shoulders, eh? Like yesterday.
Of consistency.
Yeah. I think yesterday was a huge challenge for him because they basically split the centre-backs where the full-backs should be and pushed the full-backs high on. And for Cam and Mikey, it was hard to know when to press the centre-backs. The centre-back was very good dribbling the ball out as well, so they knew they had to stop him. And they had to make a decision then, the full-backs, on when they pressed the full-back and left the winger, because there were a winger there as well, high up. And Spenny played it perfectly on that side down the first half. And Ryan and Nick did on the other side as well, but you probably expect it a little bit more from Nick. He's a little bit older and a bit more experienced. But for Spencer to do that, just honest, almost flawless performance yesterday. And he's been like that again for 2 years. We played Green Island in the Chatham Cup, their South Island League side, and for me, Spencer was the best player on the pitch.
And there's been a bit of talk about him maybe getting further up the pitch in games. I know it's definitely a crowd favourite.
If he could add a goal, or 2 a season, then I think once he gets one, I think he will get a few. But he just can't get that monkey off his back at the moment. I know it's his girlfriend's first year at the club, first year playing football, and she scored a few. So I have to give him some tips last night. So hopefully she'll be in the garden.
The first goal in the knockout.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, great finish as well.
Yeah. Is there people that you'd like to thank?
So I think it's important to thank the committee. The work that they do behind the scenes is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, we wouldn't be in this place without our committee. We wouldn't have the links that we have with softball without our committee and the committees before that Alistair Adam was obviously a huge part of. So everybody who's been on a committee while I've been head coach in the last 5 years, to be honest. Alistair as president, again, gave me the job at the time, and that's been, I can't thank him enough. Leanne stuck with me when she could have made a change when she came in as president, because first season wasn't great, let's be brutally honest. So like I say, that's important. I think Corey's a massive part of what we're doing. I think it's easy to underestimate the role of an assistant coach. And the great thing about Corey is, and probably similar to myself and most of the players, we're not in it for the glory for ourselves. It's about the team and the club. And Corey's the most selfless person in this club, and he shows that every week. He takes the warm-ups, he just does everything that I ask him to do, he just does it, and it makes such a difference. And Warren as well, like, Warren's been with me from the very start, and he's an absolute rock sometimes. Sometimes there's things going on around the club or whatever, and just speak to Warren, and he always has a good perspective on it. He's very even-keeled and level-headed about things, and so he's definitely a big.
And it's obviously fantastic to be able to re-watch your games and analyse them.
Yeah, the fact that he does that, and not just for us, for the whole club, for the Donald Gray when he can, for the women when he can. I think he'd record a Div 2 game if he had time. If he was here and that was the only game on, I think he'd get his ladder out and get up out there. But he's been an absolute credit to this club. Monty for the reporting in the Southland Express, or the Southland Express for the sponsorship of Southland football and the reporting.
Yeah, it's good to get coverage in the media, isn't it?
It's brilliant, and Logan Savoury
for
as
the
well
sport,
from
just good for
the
the sport.
Southland Tribune. I think Logan does. He rings me a few times throughout the season and does a little write-up on us and how we're getting on. So thank you to those two, just for raising awareness and helping, or hopefully helping, to grow the sport and making people aware of what Southland football are trying to do, and for us as a club what we're trying to do. So it is important. Yeah, and all the supporters as well, and yourself included. Like, the support on a match day this season's been phenomenal. Like, really has. And I know we had the big week with the Donald Gray boys against Roslyn, but every week there's a big crowd there. People like Rat, for instance, Wad, phenomenal home and away. The uni game, again, the uni game, that's another highlight. The supporters up there, when there was no other football on, and it was like a home game. So yeah, a lot of thank yous, but yeah, just thank you to everybody that's involved and everybody who made this happen in the first place. It's been brilliant. I've enjoyed every second of this SPL, and long may it continue. I think it's a great league to be a part of, and the fact that we're doing so well in it's a testament to how strong this club has become over the years.
Yeah, I guess it's a wait and see for if old boys have a go at qualifying to make the League Two.
Well, as far as I'm aware, they'll have the option of going into the playoff.
Yeah.
Which
that's their right.
I mean, to be fair, you may as well take the option anyway, whether you plan on going into it or not. At least you won't be wondering whether you're good enough or not. You've got to take the option, in my opinion. I'm not speaking for them as a club; they can do whatever they want. But
yeah.
And then I suppose if you win it, you've got to make a decision from there. But for us, it'd be nice to have a couple of rounds at home and a local derby in there.
Yeah.
Our derby at the moment's Queenstown, which is 2 hours away. So.
The Bookie, he's back for another week. This will be his last week, but let's see what he's got in store for us. Just the one fixture this Saturday, but I think he's going to sneak in some Criglington Cup odds for us as well. What do you got, Virgie?
Welcome to another edition of Burgie's Bookies. I have 2 matches for you this week. First match coming from the Southern Premiership, Northern versus Queen's Park. Form line: Northern drew 1-1 with Roslyn last week, and Queen's Park beat Wanaka 1-0 last week. Odds are Northern 240, Queen's Park 260, draw 320. The second match for this week is Queen's Park under 30s versus Queen's Park over 30s. Odds are under 30s $1.10, over 30s $8, draw $5. Please gamble responsibly.
Yeah, well, he's put in the shift this year, old Virgie, with the bookies. I think he's definitely come out on top, actually.
Oh, he hasn't been wrong much, has he?
Nah. I'd say it's probably 75% bloody success rate.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Cheeky bastard.
Yeah, I think that Criglington Cup, though, I might take him on those odds for overs.
yeah, it could be worth the punt. Especially if we end up in the Charity Cup final when it's on the Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think we'll go all right on over.
Yeah, I back the experience of the over 30s hangover.
Well, we're used to doing it and they're not. So.
Right, so the fixtures for this week, possibly 2 fixtures. One for certain, SPL team away to Northern 2:45 at the Caledonian. Anyone that's not got a game on or whatever, get up there and support that. Boys, last game of the season.
Yeah, I think Northern have quite a big vocal home support as well.
I've seen the odd article about the Northern Ultras.
Yeah, so it'd be good if we could get a few of our boys up there and just see if we can create a bit of an atmosphere, obviously friendly atmosphere, but yeah, it'd be good. I'm actually really looking forward to it. I missed the Northern trip last year. They were out at the Gardens or wherever, so
yeah.
It'll be different going to the Cali for everybody that went last year. It'll be different going to the Cali, but yeah, it's one that I'm looking forward to. Again, Aaron's another one who's a good friend of mine, so
yeah,
be nice to see him and hopefully, like I say, get this win.
And the Don Gray team, we may have a fixture against Winton on the turf at 1 o'clock in the Charity Cup semi-final, depending on our result, which would have already played out by the time this comes out on Tuesday against Gore.
So, tough.
Yep, Gore are always tough. Doesn't matter where you play them, they're always a challenge.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hopefully we can get that done and then maybe get a bit of retribution against Winton on the turf. Which would be nice, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. And yeah, on a bit of a more serious note, obviously we've been fundraising for Bradley Leslie this year with his melanoma and things that have been going on. And he's not in a good way. You visited him today, actually, didn't you?
Yeah, I just came from the hospital. I get to hear. Yeah, well, I won't say too much, obviously, because that's up to Bradley to share his own bad news and everybody, but the prognosis and the diagnosis at the moment's not good. He's quite ill. He's having oxygen pumped into him. He's on a lung drain, so it's not nice to see for somebody that was as fit as what Bradley was and kept himself as healthy as Bradley did, and knowing that 12 months ago, well, less than 12 months ago, he ran a marathon.
Yeah.
He actually played an SPL game for us this season against Queenstown in April, so for him to have, in 4 or 5 months, for him to have gone downhill so rapidly, is a bit of an eye-opener, really, and a huge wake-up call, I think, to everybody. Just get yourselves checked if you're worried about anything.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't leave it, because unfortunately that's what he did, thinking that it was something and nothing. Just a bump. I think he thought it were a bump from a game of football.
Well, that's half the problem, especially people that play sports.
Yeah.
You get bumps and bruises all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And somebody as tough as Bradley as well, I'm a bit the same. I don't like going to the doctors myself. Bradley certainly doesn't. So he's doing it pretty tough at the moment. So for anybody that wants to go see him or send him a message or something, please do. The SPL boys, we've been collecting all season. We've got a jar that we take away with us. I want to give a massive thank you to the other clubs as well. So I think Roslin actually did a separate collection on their own, unprompted, which was extremely nice and a little bit emotional when we were in their club rooms. Green Island, who he played for when he lived in Dunedin, they put a lot of money into our collection, as did Mosgiel, and Wanaka yesterday did as well. So just a massive thank you to those clubs. And and if you see this, Bradley, I don't know if you will, just keep fighting, mate, and we're all right behind you. We just keep doing whatever we can, and unfortunately financially it probably doesn't mean anything at the moment, but
yeah,
if it goes towards, I don't know what it'll go towards, but we'll collect whatever we can and hand it over when the time comes, and at the end of the season probably after prize giving, and go from there. Try and collect as much as we can between now and then. It's something I think the club have been phenomenal. We put on a great night. I think we raised over 10 grand, I think.
Yeah.
Part of that was,
and I lost all my hair.
Yeah.
Which hasn't come back either.
I noticed it's taking a while to grow back. It's why they wear the hat, eh?
Yeah.
But yeah, the club have been phenomenal and raised as much money as they can. I think going forward, we just have to keep raising awareness for these things and maybe do something. I don't know if Bradley's family have got a charity that they want us to support after this, once it's all over, and we'll obviously work with them and just see what we can do. There's got to be something. We'll honour Bradley in any way we can as a good club man, a top club man, and somebody who's won things at the club as well and really added a lot in the time that he's been here.
Yeah.
Coach junior sides as well, let's not forget that. He's actually been an absolute credit to the club, so we'll honour him any way we can. So yeah. As sad as it is, we've got to try and get some good out of it.
There will be no show from me next week, but I will return after prize giving in 2 weeks' time for a wee special with a few of the cup winners. Look, thanks for coming on, Paddy. Appreciate it, mate. It's been a pleasure watching the team all season. It's been lows at the start and highs at the end, which...
We always knew it would turn in, really. We're always under control.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree. You've been standing here for 6 months saying, no, we'll be right.
Yeah, no. Yeah, there's a few times when I've been sat on my own that I haven't really believed that. But
yeah. And just on another note, we are on the hunt for the identification of Alison Jones. Any information leading to this person's identity will be generously rewarded. So if you've got any info on the Alison Jones alias, please let me know. Flick me a message and I'll see what I can do.
Yeah,
So,
Glenn's actually got like a wee thing on his wall with darts and little post-it notes and pins in there.
we will get to the bottom of this, I promise.
It's a big investigation, so please help.
Yeah.
I'm sick of hearing about it.
Yeah, so thanks, Paddy, and thank you. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. Queen's Park for life. Catch you next time.